So I've just spent the last 12 weeks trying to become as athletic as possible for hockey, which is my sport. And I'm going to sit down here and talk about the results. My 40-metre sprint went from 5.13 seconds all the way down to 4.93 seconds. So that was a 0.2 second increase over 40 metres. My squats went from, I think at the start of the 12 weeks, it was at 110 kg for 5 reps. And I got that up to a dubious 150 kg for 5 reps in, I think that was like week 6, so halfway through the program. And lastly, it was my 3-minute time trial VO2 max running test. So the first time I tested it, I was running at a pace of 3 minutes and 14 seconds per kilometre. And then my best recorded result, I was running at 2 minutes and 54 seconds per kilometre. So if you're still interested, I'm now going to talk about some of the things I learned, some of the challenges, and what my big takeaways are for the next 12-week block that I'm about to go into. Number 1 is stick to SMART goals. Remember the SMART acronym that you might have learned in like PE class at school? It basically is go-to for achieving goals and working towards and progressing and improving at anything in life. So yeah, if you don't know, SMART stands for specific, measurable, action-based, realistic, and time-bound. Second thing that I learned is the better you plan, the better you'll do. I spend minimum 30 minutes each Sunday night planning out my week. And this helps me just live as intentionally as possible and take agency over my life. I feel like a lot of people, we sort of don't have even a plan day to day. We think that this gives us some sense of freedom, but realistically you're just floating about with no real purpose, no real goals, and then the day flies by and you're still in the same spot you were before. And then finally, the last thing I've learned is that it's really important not to expect perfection. Some weeks things don't go to plan. Some days, for whatever reason, you can't do that training session to the intensity you wanted to do it, to the amount of volume that you might have wanted to cover. It is true, like no matter how well you plan, no matter how well you prepare, sometimes life just gets in the way, and that's okay. So don't expect things to be perfect, man. Like, I think this is something I used to be really guilty of. I'd plan to do something, and if things weren't turning out perfectly or I wasn't smashing it every single day, I would get frustrated and it would make me grumpy and unhappy. But I think, yeah, life does get in the way, and that's okay, and you just got to learn to enjoy it, you know. But thanks for watching, and yeah, hope you have a good rest of your day.